old J.R. Ewing, Jacques' son. He's going after Cliff Barnes on another episode of Dallas. I was like a teen, got hooked into Dallas as like a 15, 16-year-old because I watched Dukes of Hazzard before Dallas. Dukes of Hazzard was an absolutely mindless, ridiculous program. Did they even have a script or any kind of objective of the show, a title of the show? Every show could be just messing around. Thank you, Mr. Drew Brees. You're exactly right. This is New Orleans, not whatever county that Dukes of Hazzard was in, or we're not in Dallas. We're in New Orleans, Louisiana, home of lots and lots and lots of neighborhoods, huh? My goodness. Think about the neighborhoods in the Crescent City. It's out of control. There's so many. And there's so many different areas. From the North Shore to the East Bank to the West Bank, Kenner, Metairie, New Orleans East, Michoud, Gretna, West Wego, Harvey, Algiers, Tarrytown, brah, Lakefront, Lakeview, Old Metairie, Old Jefferson, Harahan, River Ridge, Slidell, Lacombe, Covington, Mandeville, Hammond, Homa, Thibodaux, Des Allemands, Paradis, Boutte, Avondale, Gentilly, 9th Ward, 7th Ward, Uptown, Downtown, Carrollton, Riverbend, Gertown, Holly Grove, Pigeontown, Garden District, River Garden, Irish Channel, Lower Garden District, Chalmette, Araby, Violet, Crown Point, Lafitte. Jeesh. Marigny, French Quarter, Warehouse District, Garden District, Tremay, Bywater. Wow. What's that, about half? I'm winded. See you tomorrow, everyone. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, New Orleans is an incredible walking city, biking city. Neighborhoods butted up against other neighborhoods, butted up against other neighborhoods. Lots of neighborhoods having sort of a specialty that they do, or at least a special place that you go to in that neighborhood. Lots of great neighborhoods. We're going to discuss that. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon, another glorious weather day. Although we did get some rain, it didn't crank up late last night and go overnight that we needed. It's hoping for about an inch of rain overnight. Didn't get much rain at all overnight, some. And then I got a little, I don't even want to say deluge, but a pretty steady rain for about 12 minutes. Seriously, like 12 minutes. Don't quite know if it was enough to really saturate the ground, the grass, the plants, that kind of thing. Anyway, now it's been about 35 days, maybe grand total in New Orleans. Quarter inch of rain in the last 35 days. It's San Diego, Honolulu type weather, and it continued. We got just a little bit of cloud cover this morning, some breeze, a little bit of rain in some areas only. No rain in other areas, I'm sure. And then back to blue skies and sunshine and a Coolio front coming in tonight. So temperatures will drop a little bit. 50s and 60s and 70s. Lots of sunshine. The great weather continues. Climate change, global warming. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I had a conversation, it was really interesting, with a Bayou boy over the weekend. It's just funny, like Louisiana and our coast. And we were all just like a consensus. This guy's a Bayou boy, I'm a city boy. All had a little bit of knowledge. Maybe it's enough to make us dangerous. But they're all kind of different views from all kind of different experts. I went to LSU with a guy who lives now, like New Orleans guy, went to LSU, lives out in the country with his family, like on a farm, and is like one of the, highest experts on coastal restoration and the like. And he is not into diversion projects at all. I'm into diversion projects. I'm into moving sand, pumping sand. I'm into building up barrier islands, those that are above water, those that are underwater. We're talking about all kind of just different things, fisheries, just oyster fishing here, 50 years ago where you're fishing for oysters now, you weren't 50 years ago. And yes, there'll be disruption in all kind of fisheries with diversion projects where they're located. There will be elimination of some species and there'll be a creation of other species. But I think building Louisiana out instead of the Gulf coming in, going out, gives us a better chance long-term than anything else. So yeah, it will disrupt the fisheries, but I'm for all projects, seriously. Barrier islands, rebuilding marshland, diversion projects, pumping sand. Not from a diversion, literally just pumping it into an area, building up land. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, you right. Got a good one lined up for you on this beautiful, gorgeous Tuesday. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480, 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Hey, what's the best neighborhood in Metro New Orleans? What's your favorite neighborhood? Where you live or where you'd like to live if you could? Might be monetary, might be, man, we just hunkered down here, inherited the house, been here a while, families here, kids, schools nearby, whatever, works nearby, whatever. Maybe you already live in your dream house, dream neighborhood. What's the best neighborhood in Metro New Orleans, Orleans Parish and the surrounding area? Or what's your favorite neighborhood where you live right now or where you'd like to live? Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 766-9480. My favorite neighborhood in New Orleans, most likely, I'd probably say where I basically live. That Riverbend, Carrollton, kind of Pigeon Town, that neighborhood right there. My grandmother used to call it the University section, but I think that's over on the more on the Broadway side of Tulane Loyola. I kind of like the Carrollton side of Broadway, and really even farther over from that, more closer to Carrollton than closer to Broadway. I like the Carrollton neighborhood. I like Maple Street. I like the Riverbend, Hampson, and all the stuff at the Riverbend. I like Willow Street. I like Oak Street. I'd say it's like its own little town. It was its own little town. It was the town of Carrollton. Now it's the Carrollton neighborhood with so many restaurants and shops, and just seems like more and more coming online all the time. And the old Ben Franklin School, the old city hall of the city of Carrollton, 2 huge wings added on to it. That's my favorite neighborhood. What's yours? In Metro New Orleans, it could be North Shore, could be West Bank, River Parishes. Metro New Orleans. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. 766-9480. Can't wait till Friday when Michael Heck joins us from Greater New Orleans, Inc. By the way, that segment is always brought to you by Latrim. On air, lights off. All right, now we're going. Always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. Latrim spelled Laitram. Their website's latrim.com. Go check them out. They're hiring. Latrim.com. East Bankers, West Bankers, got you covered at their Elmwood facility. North Shore residents, check out Latrim's Hammond facility right down I-12. Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. Yeah, that Friday segment with Michael Hecht, always brought to you by Latrim. Can't wait to get him on. The city's got $195 million in one-time federal money to spend. 195 mil. Then there's like tens of millions of other dollars, kind of one-time monies to spend. The mayor seems to have the right macro idea. Crime, police, bonuses, retention, bringing in cops from outside, blight. major issue in New Orleans, quality of life issues. Things like $10 million to clean all catch basins, things like that. Those are great macro ideas. Those are great big ideas. Have to see the details, of course. I even like this. You think the mayor, the way she eats on the city's, money at fine dining restaurants, and then, her nickname, Junket Cantrell. I mean, you get a nickname, Junket Cantrell. That says it all. Her love of vacation on the city's dime. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, now with 4 area locations. Canal at Carrollton, on the North Shore in Slidell, in Baton Rouge by the Mall of Louisiana, and now in Metairie, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. The Woodhouse Day Spa.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com. Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City. Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anyway. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about fresh local fish like flounder, snapper, and speckled trout, fried, broiled, or grilled. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool socks. NOLAAC.com, your cool socks.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday afternoon. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. That Algiers Point neighborhood's pretty cool, especially close to the river. There's no one coming through your neighborhood. I mean, you could stay over there, and if you didn't go into the East Bank, you could just disappear over there. Where are some nice neighborhoods? What's the best neighborhood in Metro New Orleans for you? What neighborhood do you think is the best neighborhood? What's your favorite? Maybe you live there. Maybe it's where you'd like to live. What's your favorite? What's the best neighborhood in Metro New Orleans? Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Hey, in the mid to late 50s, I'm calling them Bridging the Gap projects, major infrastructure projects in New Orleans. The old Ronnie Lamarck term, Bridging the Gap. No, really connecting all of New Orleans like it was never connected before. In the mid to late 50s, 4 projects. 2 of them were huge and 2 were not so big. I might have given this answer out yesterday, huh, Jason, at one point in the show. I guess some lucky listener might have been listening during that moment and can get it. I'm still throwing it out there. 2 big projects, 2 smaller ones that were still pretty massive and impressive, helping to bridge the gap, bring all of Metro New Orleans together. All in the mid to late 50s, pretty impressive. A lot of stuff in the mid to late 50s. City Hall, the Civic Center around there. Right after that, you had the Rivergate going up in the 60s, the World Trade Center in the 60s. Lots of movement for New Orleans in a positive way. Post-World War II, post-Korea, 50s, 60s for sure, into the 70s. I talk about that unprecedented growth in New Orleans. 1 million people in Metro New Orleans in 1970. In 1980, 1.3 million. Grew by 30%. Grew by 300,000 people in a decade. Could you imagine just that number? Not that percentage. The percentage, boy, 30% every decade. What's that? You go from 1 to 1.3 by 1980. And then by 1990, that would be another 130,000 folks. Is that right? No. Geez, it'd be about 300 and something thousand. So you'd all of a sudden we'd be at 1.5, 1.6 by 1990. And by 2000, it'd be 2 million. And then around 2.5 million by 2010. Right now, we'd be closing in on 3 million folks. There's cities like that in America that kept that growth up. Now, there are monsters like Houston, Atlanta, Dallas that way surpassed that growth for that entire time period. 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, still growing. And then there's cities like Las Vegas, Charlotte, Austin now, Nashville that have seen incredible growth the last 20 years. We've been pretty stagnant, but we were exploding in the 50s, 60s, and 70s like that. In the 50s, some major infrastructure projects to fuel that growth. 4 of them, bridging the gap, connecting all of New Orleans. 2 of them were huge. 2 of them were pretty big, not quite as big as the other 2, helping to bring all New Orleans together. Mid-50s to late 50s. Amazing amount of infrastructure. Name 3 of the 4 of those bridging the gap type projects, and I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Kind of shocked no one got this when we're talking about bridges yesterday. Who was Lucille Bridges? Who was Lucille Bridges? Give me the answer to that. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse Day Spa is yours. Hey, no intranet device, no search engines. I don't want to hear you reading some wiki page or something. People that have it in their head, maybe, oh, my grandfather used to do that. That's what my husband does. I used to work there. I knew the so-and-so. Something like that. We learned something. Not the wiki page. No intranet device, no search engines. No Google, no Yahoo, no DuckDuckGo, no Bing. If you have the answer to any of those questions, I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse Day Spa. 766-9480. 504-766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Jason, I often talk about stuff that's on cable. Once Upon a Time in America has been on lately, pretty good. We're talking about high quality movies like that Godfather level stuff. Roadhouse is right up there with that. Test and seeing if you're paying attention. Godfather and Roadhouse, same level. Come on, Jason. What are you doing out there in TV land, radio land? Are you paying attention? Anyway, I don't even know. I haven't seen the movie. All I've seen is little snippets on YouTube. I'm kind of wrecking the movie because I haven't seen it yet. Are you familiar with these gangsters from the 60s from London, the Kaare brothers, and this movie Legend? It's from like 2015, 2016. These two are twin brothers, just gangsters in London, known in London. My brother's lived in London like 35 years. I talked to him about it today. Absolutely crazy film, Legend. I can't wait to watch it, about these gangsters, the Kaare brothers in London. Tom Hardy is, it's sort of like, what was that 3-year HBO show that was at Times Square in the 70s, over 3 years? It was The Deuce. Was it The Deuce? Yeah, or Cinemax, Showtime one, and maybe HBO. I don't remember. The Deuce. That was a great show. It was only 3 years, but your boy did both the twins. What's his name? James. Anyway, he's got a kind of a bad rep with women sometimes. James Franco. He played the twins, so he's playing both roles in Hollywood and how they can put them both in the same scene and all that, and these savvy actors can pull it off. Tom Hardy plays both twins in this Legend movie, same kind of concept, and just crushes the role. From me just watching little YouTube snippets and have never seen the movie Legend. So if you have, fill me in on it. I've already wrecked the beginning, the end, the middle, but I'm going to watch the movie soon. It looks really compelling. We love our mafia movies in America. Even this is like the Kaare brothers working with like Lucky Luciano and all them in the 50s and 60s in London. Let's hit the phone lines. Rouse's Markets phone lines. Corey Johnson with you. 504-766-9480. Best neighborhood in Metro New Orleans. $195 million in one-time federal money. What's the city? What's the mayor going to do? It's happening. Citizens fighting back on carjacking, car break-ins. Another citizen shooting at a criminal. Fill you in on that in a second. But first to Uptown New Orleans, a wonderful neighborhood all on its own. Jake joins us in Uptown. What a great neighborhood. How you doing, Jake?
Hey, Corey. How you doing, my friend?
Doing well, man. What part of Uptown are you in?
Oh, the Carrollton section.
I love it. I love it. What's on your mind today?
Well, I'd like to try to answer the question of what helped to bridge the gap.
What helped bridge the gap? You got 3 of the 4 projects from the mid to late 50s?
I do.
2 of them are huge and 2 of them are pretty big, but not as big as the other 2. Go for it, Jake, in Uptown.
Well, you have the Crescent City Connection.
Kaboom goes the dynamite.
Yes, you have the Causeway.
Kaboom goes the dynamite.
The North Shore.
Yep. You got we hooked up the West Bank in 56, and the I think the Crescent City Connection might have been 57 or 58, and then the Causeway was 56. All right, you're on a roll, Jake, in Uptown. Those were the 2 big ones. What were still pretty significant, not as big as those, though.
You have the interstate system called the I-10 that would go from the Twin Span.
That's
versus going the Highway 90 by the White Kitchen.
Yeah, I don't think you had the interstate or any of that in the 50s. But Pontchartrain Expressway, I like your 2 out of 4, Jake. I'll give some folks hints. There are only 2 left, obviously, and they're both on the Best Bank. Hey, Jake in Uptown, hang on. What's your favorite neighborhood, by the way? You said Carrollton. That's right. Jake, hang on. Jake in Uptown, going to get a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate. Yeah, you right. Good job, Jake. Yeah, 2 of the 3. The Crescent City Connection, huge. The Causeway, huge. They were tens of millions of dollars back then, believe it or not hundreds of millions. I think the Causeway was $46 million in 1956. 46 mil. Couldn't build too much for 46 mil on the Causeway today. 2 other projects, both on the West Bank, bridging the gap, connecting parts of the city that couldn't be connected before. You had to, take a ferry, a boat, something like that. Yeah, incredible. I mean, could you imagine you living in New Orleans in the 50s? To go to the West Bank, you had to go to the UEP Long Bridge or take a ferry boat. It's going to limit how many East Bankers go to the West Bank. It's going to limit how many people live on the West Bank. And then the North Shore, my God, it was go around White's Kitchen. That's what Jake in Uptown was talking about, to Highway 90 through Slidell. That way around. Or go Old Gentilly Highway, basically go out.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Tommy's Lock and Alarms is now hiring service and installation technicians. Great benefits, great pay, take-home vehicle. Apply today. Tommy'sLockandAlarms.com.
Kanye West was seen shopping at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
I am Shakespeare in the flesh. Walt Disney, Nike, Google.
Okay, I think Kanye was talking about something else entirely. Super Discount Store on Paris Road in Chalmette.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. visit portnola.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Enjoy outdoor dining on the streetcar line, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, the finest in Middle Eastern cuisine, Carrollton at Jeanette, Lebanon's Cafe. Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday. Yeah, I can check in with Goodfellas anytime, Jason. But yeah, Gangs of New York, sort of depressing and drawn out. You're right. Drawn out is a good way to describe it, like you just said. But yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis is out of control. I told you that story. My brother's an actor in London, and he's got a buddy who was working on a movie with DiCaprio. And during Gangs of New York, you know, after shooting, there'd be like the trailers in kind of a circle and like some benches in the middle, like an area where all the actors would hang out. And DiCaprio and all the actors are, you know, hanging out there, drinking, having drinks, food, whatever, just shooting the you-know-what. And they're like, where's Daniel Day-Lewis? And supposedly someone goes by his trail and they just hear these noises. It's like scraping noise. It's like, what's going on? And open up the door and he's just sharpening knives for hours at a time, just staying in that butcher roll mode. That's why he doesn't act anymore. I think he's just like too time consuming. Everybody else having a beer, you know, they we'll pick it up tomorrow. Daniel Day-Lewis is sharpening knives till he goes to sleep. Anyway, no, he's as good as it gets. That movie's really good, but no, I'm excited to see this movie Legend from like 7 years ago. And I think I'm not talking about the Fresh Prince, Will Smith with the dog after a nuclear or something. Wasn't he in some movie called Legend too? Yeah, not that. The Cray brothers from the 60s, a couple of mobsters, twin brothers, one with glasses, one without. Tom Hardy acting. Just the twin with the glasses, the accent, the, you know, almost Irish, British accents. Just, you almost need captions, and it's in English. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Fury's restaurant in Metairie is open until 9 p.m. Speckled trout. Who doesn't love speckled trout? Who doesn't love flounder or snapper? That's some of the best eating fish in the world. Fury's usually has all three every night. Onion rings, gumbo, turtle soup, fresh local seafood, lots of New Orleans specialties too. You'll love it. It's legendary for almost 40 years. Fury's restaurant in Metairie open till 9 p.m. John or Manny or both of the Fury brothers will be there. One of them at least, if not both. That's one of the reasons it's great. Fury's restaurant in Metairie, brah. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Best neighborhood in Metro New Orleans, including Metairie. Not too much wrong with Old Metairie. Maybe a little crowded. Old Metarie's nice. Lots of affluent people, lots of good restaurants, lots of stuff right on Metairie Road. You know what blows me away about Metairie Road? Like right now, it is traffic crazy. There's no way any human being on earth could be on Metairie Road right now and then what I'm about to say, believe it's true. Go drive down Metairie Road at 9:30 tonight. You could lay down in the street. Sometimes a car doesn't pass for 5 minutes. It's Metairie Road is, you know, families and married couples and kids, and there's a big power switch. Boo! Attention, people in Old Metairie. It is now 8:30. We're powering down 90%. Only run air conditioning and your refrigerator and maybe a TV set. It is 8:30. We're powering down Old Metairie. I mean, you could lay in the street. It's amazing how crowded it is and how at nighttime everybody's in their house. No, it's just nice, safe. Boy, out by the lake in Metairie, was that Avron? Is that? Just, come on, it's outrageously nice. So nice up there. North Kenner? Wow. North Kenner's like almost North Shore and North New Orleans. You're way out of the city. Pretty amazing, North Kenner. It's kind of like its own little town, a lot of everything. Only going to get better. They're going to have the lakefront area much improved, and not just a land-based casino, but a bunch of other amenities that have nothing to do with gambling that attract people out there. And then Rivertown's going to get a green light. Get some stuff going down there. I mean, that is a lump of clay, Rivertown. You drive down there at night, there's not a peep going on. There's nothing. It is shut down. Seems like that thing should have restaurants and clubs and music and stuff going for a while. Lots of people living down there, working down there, all in that one spot. Rivertown flowing over the river into the Batcher where people are living and music and parties and all that. That kind of attitude, that kind of lifestyle. Live, work, play, all that. What's the best neighborhood, your favorite neighborhood in New Orleans proper, Metro New Orleans? Rouse's Market's phone lines, 766-9480. Rouse's Market's phone line, 766-9480. Jake in Uptown got 2 of the 4 major infrastructure projects that helped, as Ronnie Lamarck would say, bridge the gap in Metro New Orleans. South Shore to the North Shore, East Bank to the West Bank. He got the 2 big ones, Causeway and Crescent City Connection. They're 2 that aren't nearly as big as those, but they're very significant and they help connect the city, and they're both on the West Bank. Hint, hint. Give me those last 2. I got 50 big bucks for you at the Woodhouse. Kind of shocked no one got this one. Who's Lucille Bridges? Who was Lucille Bridges? Speaking about bridges, who was Lucille Bridges? Give me the answer to that. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Market's phone lines, 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. If you're listening on the radio, oh so fine, 93.9 FM. Oh so fine, 93.9. New Orleans own 107.9 FM, 107.9 FM. If you're watching on TV till 5:30, Cox Channel 4 all over Louisiana. Spectrum Channel 333 all over Louisiana. Maybe it's live streaming, CoreyTalks.com. Maybe you're checking us out on YouTube. Our YouTube channel, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground. Click to subscribe. It's free. Same rules apply. Rouse's Market's phone lines, 504-766-9480. Eduardo joins us in Metairie, a.k.a. New Orleans West, home of traffic, lots and lots of traffic. Eduardo, what's up?
Well, yeah, I want to thank you. Yesterday, our tag team, me and my wife, we won the contest with the Pelicans, the Buccaneers.
Oh, nice. Excellent, Ed.
That was Lisa.
Excellent.
Anyway, thank you. I appreciate it. And we didn't use anything. I just happened, when I was a kid, I went to St. Lawrence. I lived in, this is part of the neighborhood question. I lived in Westgate, back behind Chappelle High School.
Okay.
And, man, I like the white flight from the city. It was young couples with families. We had bunches of kids. We used to do all kind of stuff together. And now you go back there, and for some reason it started sinking, and they didn't put the proper pilings down,
right?
And the neighborhood kind of went down. The house that I had was beautiful, but it was a small house. We paid $15,000 for it back then.
Now, there's a lot of houses in Metairie where the pilings, the slab, and then the yard is sunk down, the street sunk down. There's a lot of that. I go play English Turn. English Turn's like late 80s, and you go down the main road, English Turn. There's a culvert, and it's about a foot higher than the road. Like literally, the road is sunk a foot out at English Turn. So
Well,
no, Ed,
knock down the house we had, built a
you're
big
building on
gigantic
marsh. You know, the land's going to settle over time.
Right. Well, this was close to like the swamps of the spillway almost back in the day.
You know, it was a major mistake I think they did in Metairie. I mean, I think a major blunder, just like clear cutting the cypress forest out there. I mean, why do you just have to take out every tree? It's hard to find cypress trees in Metairie when you see them, especially big ones that you knew were there originally. You're like, God, why did they clear cut so many out? And then there are too many streets with no trees on them. I mean, when you go down a few of those, there's a handful of streets in between like Vets and West Esplanade that are oak tree lined. You're like, wow, this is nice. And then you go down the next one and it's not a single tree in any yard. It's just, I think the lack of greenery, that was a major blunder for Metairie should be a lush, green, just.
Well, for the longest time, right where Casa Garcia stands on Veterans and Mississippi, they had a huge cypress tree, but it started getting rotten. So because they drained all the water.
I remember that. Where was that? Like in the neutral ground?
No, it was right where Casa Garcia is. Right where they built it. Right. Yeah,
gotcha.
Casa Garcia.
Gotcha.
It's a huge cypress tree, just one, and it never was beautiful because it's always rotten. But they drained the swamp, and that's what happened.
Well, I don't know about that, Ed. I don't know if draining the swamp kills the cypress.
No, but I don't mean that. But I'm just saying there was no. They didn't want. I mean, it's like they.
I learned something at LSU, Ed, about cypress trees. They grow better on land than they do in the swamp. You want to know why they're in the swamp?
No,
because they get the.
I don't know why.
Because over time, I mean, this is over millions of years. They gravitated towards the swamp because they dominate the swamp. They get it to themselves. If you notice any natural forest, you're not gonna. It's pretty much one kind of tree. You know, and if it's a multitude of trees, they've figured out how to live together. Like the big trees that drape. There might be a spindly tree that goes through the, green, and then it pops up above that tree, that type of stuff. But no, cypress trees grow better on land. They just, over time, gravitated to the water because they got it to themselves. Thank you, LSU.
Yes. Well, anyway, then I moved to, like you just said, back by the lake on Avron and Transcontinental. I live on Clear Lake Drive.
That's so nice.
2 houses back from the lake levee. Man, me and my wife walk up to the whole Hammond High when we jog back there. It's beautiful.
It really is. You got the little path. You got the rocks blocking the water. It is nice. Ed and Metairie, thanks so much for the call. You nailed down about 3 great Metairie neighborhoods all in one call. Good job, Ed. Corey Johnson with you. Coming right back.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLA.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLA.com, your cool spot.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com. Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockанdalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
The city's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa with 4 area locations: New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and Metairie. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. NOLA.woodhousespas.com.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
Recently, Kim Kardashian was seen at Super Discount Store in Chalmette.
Let's party.
Can you think of any other celebrities that won't sue us? Super Discount Store in Chalmette. The lowest prices allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and cold beer. 3235 Paris Road.
Rouse's Markets means convenience. Every one of our 65 locations opens at 7 a.m., some at 6:30. And they're open until 10 p.m., with some staying open till 11 or even midnight. Convenience. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home.
Have a painting project but can't decide on the perfect color? At Helm Paint and Decorating, we offer half-pint paint samples in any Benjamin Moore color for under $5, so you can test potential paint colors before investing in a full gallon.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Jason had a good one about neighborhoods that their names changed. I was like, yeah, the Irish Channel, I guess, didn't have enough pizzazz, so they made that the Lower Garden District. It's like Industrial Canal, Industrial Waterway, Airline Highway, Airline Drive, trying to soften. Bridge City, Fairfield. Although no one knows what Fairfield is, because I don't want to digress into that. Anyway, yeah, there's that Hogs Alley part of Metairie, which is now kind of old Metairie. If people live in Hogs Alley, not like I live in Hogs Alley behind Delamon, off Canal, back in that part. They're like, no, it's old Metairie now. Old Metarie's all of a sudden expanded to the 17th Street Canal and beyond Bonneville now. Yeah, I live off Codifer in Old Metairie. That's not Old Metairie. Oh, yeah, it is. Old Metarie's like down to Causeway almost now. So much retail, too. Boy, LeBar and Old Metairie Road. Now, LeBar and Metairie Road was not Old Metairie way out there. That is still Old Metairie today. It's all expanded a little bit. I think those people that live on Airline in that brick thing by Metairie Country Club, but you enter on Airline. There's no way you can get into that's an Old Metairie, The Rouses, I even say, the Old Metairie Rouses, it's Airline and LeBar, Airline and Causeway. So it's expanded. Yeah, I wouldn't. Where do you live, Old Metairie or Hogs Alley? I don't know. I'd rather say Old Metairie. They'd probably add some better for the appraisal. Neighborhood, Hogs Alley. Neighborhood, Old Metairie. It just sounds better, Old Metairie. Anyway. Neighborhood, Irish Channel. I don't think that sounds bad, but I guess Lower Garden sounds better. Hey, outdoor dining tonight at Lebanon's Cafe. Under the oak trees, under the green awning. This weather's outrageously nice. They're open right now. Why don't you make it an early dinner under the awning? Spend some time sitting outside. Enjoy some of the finest Middle Eastern food in Metro New Orleans. I suggest the lamb chops or maybe some shish kebab. For 2 reasons. Shish kebab is so good. It's great at Lebanon's, and no one really has it. Hard to find shish kebab. Dinner tonight, outdoor dining, Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton section of Uptown New Orleans. Yeah, you're right. Rouse's Market's phone lines are open. 504-766-9480. 766-9480. What's the best neighborhood in Metro New Orleans? Your favorite neighborhood, maybe where you live or where you'd want to live. Favorite neighborhood, best neighborhood. What neighborhoods do you like in New Orleans? 766-9480. Rouse's Market's phone lines, 766-9480. Your favorite, where you live maybe, where you'd want to live. 766-9480. $195 million in one-time federal money. The city of New Orleans is going to spend it. LaToya the Destroyer. All right, the macro, so far what she's saying sounds pretty good. Crime, police bonuses, retention, blight, quality of life issues, and then $100 million in the city's disaster fund. This is a lame duck mayor. That's sort of impressive. Not instead of blowing the $100 million, the one that likes to go eat on the city's dime and junket Cantrell, the nickname, you think she'd be spending that $100 million in disaster money quickly. This extra 100. She wants to put $100 million in the city's disaster fund for the future, long after she's gone as mayor. That's impressive. We'll see what happens. The NOPD arrests one of two women in that viral video shooting the gun out of the car on the interstate. India Fazan, 20, one count of illegally discharging a firearm from a moving vehicle. Her friend, Erica Nettles, 20 years old, still at large. If you know where Erica Nettles is, call Crime Stoppers. Minimum of 5 years if found guilty, maximum of 10. I think India Fazan, 20 years old, is going to go to jail till she's 25. And when Erica Nettles is found, she'll go to jail till she's 25. Insane. Speaking of, I told you it was going to happen. Citizens fighting back. This is like the second time in a couple of weeks. A boy, a juvenile, shot in the leg trying to steal a car. Different twist. Steal a car trying to break into it. A witness, and not the owner of the car. A witness saw it, scared him off, chased the kid and shot at him a bunch of times, chasing him, which is illegal. Caught him in the leg, luckily. Anyway, the police want that guy too, the witness shooting the gun. I know a lot of folks are like, hey man, Charles Bronson, death wish, vigilante killings. I'm all for it. Sometimes it just doesn't smoothly operate that way, like Charles Bronson and Death Wish. What a weird movie that is. Some of the worst acting ever. And they did like 5 Death Wish movies, meaning number 1 was good. I watched Death Wish 1 with Charles Bronson like Roadhouse. It's so bad it goes full circle where it's almost entertaining because it's so bad. Linda is in New Orleans. What's happening, Linda?
Everything's happening. It's peaceful over here. Can you believe that?
I like that, Linda. Yeah, maybe the extra police on the street and what Chief Ferguson's doing is paying results the last few weeks. Let's hope it keeps going.
Yes.
I like peaceful, and I like this weather. It's perfect.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yep. What's on your mind, Linda? What's your favorite New Orleans neighborhood?
My favorite New Orleans neighborhood is the 12th Ward, right off between Magazine and Chapatoulas. That's in a block.
That's funny. You call that the 12th Ward. I hear you. No, it's funny. Now, what are the other boundaries? Magazine to Chapatoulas and what, like Louisiana to maybe Melpomene or MLK?
I'll say Napoleon.
Okay, going the other way. I got you. That's 12th Ward. I got you. All right, nice. Mm-hmm. That is a good neighborhood. You're right. That's a really good neighborhood, Linda. No, Napoleon Magazine. I was at Art and Eyes yesterday, the eyeglasses shop on Magazine in between Napoleon and Louisiana. I got a scratched lens. I picked out a new pair of glasses. I'm going to get those in 2 weeks. Then I'm going to give them these, and they'll send them back, and I get free replacement lenses. Anyway, 12th Ward. Yeah, you're right. Shout out.
Yeah, they have a nice selection of glasses, too.
They really do. It's a great... Art and Eyes is incredible. Hey, Linda, you got a trivia answer for us?
what's the trivia question? I just turned the radio on as I was driving home from work, and I heard.
I'm heading towards the top of the hour. You were just calling in about the neighborhood. Linda, don't go anywhere. Jason's going to get some info from you. I'm going to give you a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate because I like your neighborhood answer. 12th Ward, Corey Johnson, coming right back. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Where can you find shish kebab in New Orleans? Lamb, beef, chicken, shrimp, plus all your other Mediterranean favorites. Lebanon's Cafe on the streetcar line. Lunch, dinner, and shish kebab. Lebanon's Cafe.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarm. With smart home technology, control lights, locks, cameras, thermostat, and your alarm, all from your phone or laptop. Smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
When you think of Fury's Restaurant in Metairie, you think about their daily lunch specials like red beans and rice, black-eyed peas, white butter beans, liver and onions. Daily lunch specials. Fury's Restaurant in Metairie.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes, a magazine as unique as you.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your color so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home. Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
An interesting New Orleans phenomenon. Linda calling, real sweet. Last caller talking about a great neighborhood. I mentioned Art and Eyes. I was looking at the 12th Ward, how it runs from like the river all the way to like Broad Street, like a big slice of pie. It's funny. Now, I'm making an assumption right now that Linda could be white or Latino, but I'm guessing Linda's black because she referred to the wards. In New Orleans, black folks know all the wards and white folks have no idea about the wards. You heard me? I know some of them, and I consider myself sort of a educated New Orleanian. I know the city probably better than the average New Orleanian. I do this for a living. Even if I didn't, I just sort of naturally, gravitated towards that type of stuff. My mom and dad are natives, all that. Black folks know the wards. White folks do not know the wards. It's just how it is. You can go to some uptown person on State Street right now and say, which ward do you live in? They got no clue. And Linda's like, 12th Ward, Magazine, by the river, off Louisiana, Napoleon. I'm saying Jackson Avenue. She's like, no, the other way, Napoleon. Like, she's right. Just interesting. I'll find out why. There's got to be a reason. Anyway, Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Linda, thanks for calling. That was a great breakdown of the neighborhood, the 12th Ward. Yeah, and I was in Art and Eyes. I wasn't just making that up. I have a slight scratch on my lens. I don't know how I did it. Could have bumped into the microphone. But it's there, and it's not really in my sight, but it's there. And then I remembered Art and Eyes said it's like a 1-year warranty on the lenses. No matter how you scratch them, your fault or not, they'll replace them within a year. I think I even got sort of a little anal about it and put a note in my phone 363 days out or something like, go get your lenses replaced. I don't like taking advantage of stuff. If they weren't scratched, I wouldn't just go get them replaced. But they are legitimately scratched. I went right to them. They're like, yes, we looked at the card. It's still within a year. They're under warranty. We'll get them replaced. But they've got to send off the glasses. And the whole process might take like a week, 10 days to even 2 weeks with today's, time constraints. So it's go back to your old glasses and a lesser prescription I had. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of like a one watch guy. I don't have a box full of watches. I have this one watch. I have one pair of prescription glasses. I have one pair of sunglasses. But I like Art and Eyes so much on Magazine. I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in there. And if they can't just swap out the lenses, hey, we can measure the lenses, keep your glasses. We'll get the lenses shipped in, come back, and we'll just pop them in and out. That's what I was hoping. They're like, no, the glasses need to be shipped out. I was like, I'll buy a new pair of glasses too. Have an extra set. So I went through there just like I did the first time. Great help. And had a tray with about 6 pairs I liked. It was funny. We looked right away, and I was like, I don't know if I like anything. And she goes, we're just at the tip of the iceberg. Hang on. She was right. We started looking at other stuff. I started liking stuff. I like these. I like these. These are okay. These are really great. I really like these. So I just put them aside. We kept looking, kind of exhausted the store in about 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And then I had a tray with, 6 pairs of glasses. And then I shrunk that down to about 3. And then I shrunk it down to 2, and it was between these 2, and it was, kind of a close call, and I went with this one pair. So in about a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, they'll be ready. I'll go to Art and Eyes on Magazine, give them these glasses, and put on my new ones. And then in 2 weeks, I'll get this lens that's scratched, both lenses replaced free. No, if you wear glasses like me, I've been wearing them for 40 years. It's like a shirt. It's whatever. It's part of how you look. I'm not going to go just get some cheapo glasses. The 2 for $79, this isn't the place. But I'm not saying it's expensive. They have all kind of ranges and prices, a price point for you. And something all these frames have in common, super high quality, as good as it gets. It's called Art and Eyes on Magazine. And yeah, if you wear glasses, I highly recommend it. You want a super high quality pair of sunglasses with no prescription. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you. And I mean it, like no one else has these frames. This isn't the, stuff from the mall or some kind of, store, one of 150 around the country, a franchise. It's a standalone New Orleans store, the highest quality frames. It's like a boutique, something you'd see like in Paris or New York or San Francisco, literally. You're going to be blown away. If you like nice stuff, you're going to be blown away. All price points. If you wear glasses, before you go get another pair, go to Art and Eyes on Magazine. In the 12th Ward, Linda. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Linda called because she was giving me her favorite neighborhood where she lives or where she'd like to live, best neighborhood. I'm asking that to you. What's the best neighborhood in Metro New Orleans? Your favorite, where you live or where you'd like to live? Mine's the Carrollton neighborhood, the Riverbend. What's yours? Had, who is it? Eduardo and Metairie. A lot of great Metairie neighborhoods he mentioned. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480, 504-766-9480. Hey, I do have a couple of $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. 4 major projects in the mid to late 50s. 2 of them were huge. 2 of them not quite as big, but still significant and big. The question was name 3 of the 4. Someone named 2 of the 4, the Causeway and the Crescent City connection. The remaining 2 aren't as large as the Causeway or Crescent City connection, but kind of similar, bridge and the gap type projects, and they're both on the West Bank. Mid to late 50s projects that help connect all of New Orleans. We know about the Causeway, the Crescent City connection. What were the 2 mid 50s to late 50s West Bank projects that help bridge the gap, as it were, using Ronnie Lamarck terminology? Speaking of bridges, and it may not necessarily be a bridge on that question. Speaking of bridges, who was Lucille Bridges? Who was Lucille Bridges? It should be required learning in New Orleans who Lucille Bridges is. Lucille Bridges. Give me the answer. I got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 766-9480. Listening on radio, watching on TV, internet, YouTube, 766-9480. Dial us up. I've got a $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificate for you. 4 area Woodhouse locations. Mandeville's coming online soon. There'll be a 5th Mandeville soon. Another North Shore location, Slidell I-10 Gauze going down right now. Baton Rouge by the Mall, Louisiana. Metairie near North Kenner. Transcontinental West Esplanade. And they're in Mid-City. Canal Street at Carrollton. You can check them out online, NOLA.woodhousespas.com. Hey, speaking of Mid-City, 5 o'clock Power Hour on this Tuesday afternoon, brought to you by Katie's of Mid-City. As New Orleans as it gets, Iberville, Corner, Telemachus, full of New Orleans characters winding down from work right now. And a lot of folks coming in with the family. Anybody, everyone's welcome. Getting a little dinner tonight. New Orleans style, New Orleans specialties from pizzas to po' boys and all kind of good stuff in between. Katie's in Mid-City. Why aren't you there right now? 5 o'clock Power Hour on a Tuesday. Brought to you by Katie's. Which neighborhood in Metro New Orleans do you like best? 504-766-9480. Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. $195 million in one-time federal money for the city of New Orleans. Crime, blight, quality of life issues. $100 million in a city disaster fund. That's from the mayor, from the city. Sounds like a good plan, the macro. Obviously, have to see the minutia, the details. NOPD arrests one of two women from that viral video firing shots on the interstate. India Fazan, 20. One count, illegal discharging of a firearm from a moving vehicle. They're looking for her pal, 20-year-old Erica Nettles, still at large. If found guilty, which they will be, 5 years minimum, 10-year maximum in jail. It's happening. Citizens fighting back. A boy, a juvenile, shot in the leg trying to steal a car, break into it. A witness saw him, chased him off, then ran after him and shot him in the leg. Now the police are looking for the witness. 1-1 Mavs, Dallas in New Orleans tonight. Smoothie King Center. Tip-off set for about an hour and 15 minutes away. 6:30 tip-off from the Smoothie King Center. It's also on TNT. The Pels are 2-1, but 3 starters are out tonight. Herb Jones, Ingram, and Zion. 6:30 on TNT. Hopefully Doncic doesn't go off. Yikes.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLA.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NOLA.com, your cool spot.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port NOLA has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, fuller part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Come to Fausto's Italian Bistro. Age-old Italian recipes like the calamari fritti or spaghetti and meatballs. Lunch Monday to Friday, dinner Monday to Saturday. 530 Vets, a block before Dorignax. Fausto's Italian Bistro. For over 30 years, one of the premier security companies in New Orleans and South Louisiana has been Tommy's Lock and Alarms. And right now, Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring. Come and work for one of the best security companies in the region with great pay, great benefits, and a take-home vehicle. Tommy's Lock and Alarms is hiring, and they're looking for you. To apply for one of these coveted positions, go online to tommyslockandalarms.com. Tommy's Lock and Alarms.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris Road.
The lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a glorious Tuesday afternoon. Another great weather day. Drop the coals, do whatever. Uh-oh. I got YouTube going. I was showing Jason a legend video on YouTube. This 2016 movie with Tom Hardy is both Cray brothers twins. He plays both of them, these gangsters from the 60s in London. Pretty interesting movie. Anyway, Rouse's Markets phone lines are open. 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. You know, I was talking yesterday about New Orleans, how blessed we are with City Park, world-class park. I mean, as nice as it gets. Think about all the good stuff going on at City Park. From NOMA. I mean, I played the City Park South Golf Course on Sunday morning. It is an incredible golf course. They'll probably move the PGA event there, probably do a phase 2, a few $1 million, trees here, traps there, add a little water there, do something here, something there. And the PGA Tour stop will be out there. Lots of room, come from all different directions. Zurich already put $1 million into that course. The sponsors of the tour stop. The tennis facility on Marconi, the Pepsi Tennis Center, it's state-of-the-art. It's really nice. Rubico clay courts that are very well kept. I mean, it's really, really nice. The kids, you know, Candyland, the little amusement park, the city putt, for the putt golf, the city bark, the dog park, the old South Course by NOMA, by Christian Brothers School, that huge event area and a great place to jog or work out or, you know, take a scenic walk. City Park is first class. I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Double-decker driving range, 40 years old, still pretty good. I mean, does not need to be replaced. As a matter of fact, I mean, I've thrown this out a bunch. Old JFK High School's gone now. That should be a two-sided driving range if you ever bring the PGA Tour here. And that side would be all grass, hitting off grass. Might be a couple of bucks more, a bucket of balls because they got to maintain the hitting area, something like that. But a two-sided driving range. It's already wide enough. And with John F. Kennedy not there, you could just go, you don't even need but maybe 100 yards, 75 yards back from where the existing fence is for the occasional big bomber that can drive at 300 plus. That's it. Otherwise, you could have a two-sided driving range. I mean, the walking path that they just put down Marconi, the bike path, walking path, the whole length of Marconi. Tad Gormley Stadium. Pan American Stadium. Tad Gormley's like a public works project from the Depression era. Just redone for the Olympic track and field trials about 30 years ago. So it got a facelift. Yeah, just City Park's pretty world-class state-of-the-art. It's not too much half you-know-what, second-rate anything at City Park. I mean, I mentioned NOMA. What a world-class museum. On the Bayou, Bayou's running through it, old Bayou Metairie. I mean, you want to know what Bienville and Iberville saw when they came to New Orleans? Go to City Park Avenue and Carrollton, Wisner right there, and look at Bayou Metairie and look at that little island and look at it's pretty much what it looked like 100 years ago, 200 years ago, 500 years ago. The oak trees. That's just City Park. What about Audubon Park? Tulane Loyola Universities on one side, the world oldest continuing operating streetcar in front of that. The Mississippi River, one of the world's mightiest rivers on the other side. $1 million homes surrounding the park. Oak, and the homes are 100 years old. Oak trees that are hundreds of years old surrounding the park. A great executive golf course, Good little tennis facility by the river. The butterfly area, Carrollton Boosters, the tea room. I mean, the little shop where the golf pro shop is and cafe where you can sit out on the porch and enjoy a sandwich. The jogging track, the outside track where the horses go, the stables. I'm missing a bunch of stuff. Audubon Park, state of the art. And for a suburban park, Lafayette Park is plush and nice with fountains and little lakes and fields and walking track, biking track, running track, trees, vast area, little concert venues. Those are 3 incredible parks. Urban Park, City Park, Audubon, tough to beat. Suburban Park, Lafayette, really great planning. Could have just been more houses and neighborhood in Metairie instead of a little elbow room right in the heart of it all. Now, today I was talking about something else we do so well, neighborhoods. Neighborhoods. Atlanta has this old, it's really a smart idea, this old rail terminus that kind of circles the whole town. They've abandoned that rail. It's going to be walking paths, bike paths, rail to trail like thing they did on the North Shore. And they're hoping to connect these neighborhoods of Atlanta because Atlanta's such a car city. New Orleans is an incredible car, biking, walking city. Neighborhoods butting up against other neighborhoods, each with distinctive culture and different places to go and see and eat and drink and whatever. Music, it's all different. We're talking about those neighborhoods. What's the best neighborhood in Metro New Orleans? What's your favorite neighborhood? Where you live, where you'd like to live? Orleans Parish and the surrounding area, Metro New Orleans. Best neighborhood, favorite neighborhood. Rouse's Markets phone lines 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Kenner, Metairie, New Orleans East, Michoud, Gretna, West Wego, Harvey, Algiers, Tarrytown, Lakefront, Lakeview, Old Metairie, Old Jefferson, Harahan, River Ridge, North Shore, Slidell, Lacombe, Covington, Mandeville, Hammond, Homa, Thibodeau, Des Allemands, Parody, Boutte, Avondale, Gentilly, 9th Ward, 7th Ward, Uptown, Carrollton, Riverbend, Gerttown, Hollygrove, Pigeontown, Garden District, River Guards, Irish Channel, Lower Garden District, Chalmette, Araby, Violet, Crown Point, Lafitte, Marigny, French Quarter, Warehouse District. Doesn't stop. Did I mention Hollygrove, CBD, downtown? What's the best neighborhood in Metro New Orleans? Your favorite place to live, where you live, or where you'd like to live? 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. Hey, in the 50s, mid-50s to late 50s, 4 projects. 2 of them were super major. 2 of them were major. The super majors, Mississippi River Bridge, Crescent City Connection. What were the 2 West Bank infrastructure projects, sort of bridging the gap in a way, connecting parts of the city? Not as big as the Crescent City Connection or the Causeway, but major, connecting parts of the city. 2 of them on the West Bank. Name those 2. 50 big bucks to the Woodhouse is yours. Hey, who was Lucille Bridges? Lucille Bridges. Give me the answer to that. 50 big bucks at the Woodhouse Day Spa is yours. Hey, no Google or intranet device, no Google, Yahoo, Bing, DuckDuckGo, no search engines, no intranet device. You either know the answer or you don't. Let's go back to the phone lines. Rouse's Markets phone lines, 504-766-9480. To Metairie, Louisiana, a.k.a. New Orleans West, home of traffic, lots and lots of traffic. What up, Carol?
Okay, now I'm ready to tell you what I'm going to say. It is going to be real quick.
All right.
I'm 92 years old. My mother had 8 children, and I'm one of the 8.
Wow.
4 boys, 4 girls, all good people. I was a live a day. And listen to this. I lived from 3 to 18 years of age, from 3 to 2933 Grand Route St. John. They had the Bell Show on the corner, and we had the racetrack behind us.
Wow. Gentilly.
Best neighbor. I wish I still lived there. We went and visited the house, my brother and his children and I, and the lady said, we don't rent to children. So we said, well, that's okay. That's been a while ago. And so she did let us go in and see the house. We thought the house was a big, big house, and everything was so small.
I know, isn't that funny? No, because you were a kid. You were young. I went to like my grammar school where we played kickball. I'm like, I thought it was 100 yards to that fence, and it's like 100 feet. No, Carol, that's a great neighborhood. Gentilly / Esplanade
Grand
Ridge.
Route St. John, and it leads you to City Park. It takes you everywhere you want. Esplanade, catch the bus for 7 cents, and then on top of that, I went to St. Rose of Lima. I wanted to go there in the 5th grade. And from there, I went to John McDonough High School. My sisters all went there, and we all graduated from there. And that's my story for the day. But I love to tell it because that was a beautiful time in my life. Even though I'm 92, I'm in good health. I still take 2 little bitty pills.
That's great. Carol, how many siblings are still around?
I have with my sisters and brothers.
Yeah, you had 7
I'm the only
others,
one living.
All 7 have passed away. You're the only one left.
All 7 are gone.
Wow.
Real estate. My brother and my daddy were in real estate, and my daddy was known for selling numerous in the paper plantations.
Wow.
You can't say that too much today.
Yeah, no, I hear you got to be PC. Hey, you can say it. Hey, Carol, you're married?
I was married. My husband's in the box. He was cremated. We haven't buried him yet. And then I have, I had 3 boys and a daughter, and I have 9 grandchildren,
Wow.
and I have 8 little ones.
That's incredible. Good for
So
you.
I'm in good shape.
You're in great shape, Carol. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Where's the husband? In the box on the dresser right next to your bed?
No, indeed not. My son has him. Let him keep him over there.
You don't want him near you?
No, I don't want no ashes next to me because I'm going to be the next one.
Yeah, and you'll be buried together
I
somewhere.
don't wear anybody dead. People want to give me a couple of sweaters that died. No, I don't wear the people that died. I don't wear their clothing.
Yeah, I hear you.
You feel that way?
Yeah, I'm not wearing anybody's clothing. No.
You know?
I buy new clothing, and I'm the only one that wears it. I don't want to use clothing.
Well, we were all close, very, very close. Had nobody saying, well, we're not going to come today for dinner because we don't talk. We had nothing like that. We had a beautiful, my dad is from a big, big old French family. My mother was from Austin, Texas. I said she was a cowgirl.
There you go. Now, Carol, that hadn't gone away. I've got 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters.
Okay.
Every day when we were like, middle school, grammar school, high school, 6 o'clock dinner. That was
6 o'clock.
Monday through Thursday, Sunday dinner all together. I mean, Friday and Saturday night was sometimes a little looser.
You know who set that table every night? And on Sunday, we were 10 at the table. I set the table, and my brother, who was number 7, and I was number 8. We did all the dishes, and I said, Mama used to use every pot in the house.
I bet. Well, you got 8 of you. It's a lot of cooking.
Monday through Sunday.
Nice. Carol, thanks so much for the call.
Okay, in 2933 Grand Route, that's the best for me.
There you go. I like it. That's a good neighborhood. Carol, thank you. That's Carol in Metry talking about the best neighborhood. She's Grand Route St. John. Hard to argue with Carol. Gentilly, Esplanade Ridge, those neighborhoods kind of coming together right there. What's wrong with that? You're right near Mid-City. You're right by City Park, like she said. Grand Route St. John, Esplanade, 7 cents to ride the bus. My grandmother used to go to the movie theater. She was born in 1905. She said it was a nickel to get in, a nickel for a Coke, a nickel for popcorn, a nickel for a candy bar. The old Nickelodeon. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday afternoon. What's your favorite New Orleans neighborhood? Best Metro New Orleans neighborhood. Carol is partial to Esplanade Ridge, Gentilly, Grand Route St. John to be specific. She even went and visited, she said, her old house. Pretty cool. And it was so small. It's true. When you're a kid, things seem so much bigger. And time, my God, goes by so slow when you're young and speeds up so much faster. And that's just the perception of that is total reality. Well, it's not. The time's the reality. But I've told you this, I think, before. They brought in folks like under 30 and put them in a room for 15 minutes and did absolutely nothing. And then just came back in 15 minutes. And they put people in there like over 60 for 15 minutes and said nothing and came back 15 minutes later. They just had one question for the folks. How long do you think you were in the room just now? And the young kids were like 25 minutes, 30 minutes. And the older folks over 60 were like 6, 7, 8 minutes. So the older folks thought it was like half of 15 minutes, like it was nothing. And the young kids were like, man, anxious to get out. And it seemed forever. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. I got a couple of $50 Woodhouse Day Spa gift certificates to give away. I'm kind of shocked no one knows who Lucille Bridges is. Who was Lucille Bridges? Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. Hey, by the way, no Google or Yahoo or DuckDuckGo or Bing, none of it. No search engines, no intranet device. You either know the answer in your head or you don't. Tuesday afternoon, Trey Yen for dinner. Good way to start the week. The phone number at Trey Yen's 985-626-4476. You're on the Causeway right now listening to my show. You're at like mile marker 8. You got a ways to go. Call Trey Yen right now. Fire in a to-go order. 626-4476. They'll walk it right out to your vehicle. You don't even leave the car. Curbside delivery, a wonderful to-go order from Trey Yen in Mandeville, or dine inside. You North Shore folks know where it is. And you South Shore folks, 25 short minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center. You're in the parking lot at Trey Yen in Mandeville. Critically acclaimed. It's not Chinese food. It's Chinese cuisine. It's Trey Yen in Mandeville, and it is worth it. So good. I love Trey Yen. Corey Johnson with you on a Tuesday. Yeah, fire in that to-go order. Curbside delivery, too cool. Get a little tung cho sauce. One of the silver linings, you always got to find a silver lining. You know, if it's Katrina, it's public schools getting redone maybe. If it's in flood protection, if it's BP, it's, coastal restoration projects. If it's coronavirus crisis, I don't know. It's to-go food at restaurants that didn't have it. Outdoor dining at restaurants that didn't have it. Curbside delivery even. Pretty cool. Silver lining, got to find them. You got to make lemonade out of those lemons. Tuesday afternoon, Corey Johnson with you. 766-9480 is how you dial us up. In about 40 minutes, a little more than that, 45, 50 minutes, 50 minutes. The Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic, one of the most exciting players to watch in the league. They're at the Smoothie King Center. They're 1-1. The Pels are 2-1. But the Pels will be going to the Posse tonight. 3 starters are out, including Herb Jones, including Zion Williamson, including Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram, 28 points a game right now. Zion Williamson, 22 a game. How do you replace 50 points out of those two? Ingram, arguably, I don't even say arguably, the best Pelican player right now. Zion Williamson's trying to, fight Ingram for that spot. 50 points. Really need a banner effort out of a bunch of hungry, young, aggressive bench players. One good thing about this Pels team, they go fairly deep. That's a big plus. They're going to need it. CJ McCollum is an all-star. He's been playing great. And Valanciunas is a solid center, but your other starters are out. Folks like Larry Nance and Devonta Graham and Dyson Daniels and Alvarado and Najee Marshall and, I don't know, Garrett Temple maybe on Doncic tonight? Put Garrett Temple on Doncic if Doncic gets hot. I don't know. That might just be too much of a height mismatch, but Garrett Temple is a defensive wizard. Anyway, Pels, Smoothie King Center. Tip-off's in 50 minutes, 6:30. It's on TNT, which is always cool because even for just the pseudo-NBA fan, just sort of watches a little, or even the non-fan, the best pregame, halftime, postgame show in all of sports. This Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaq, and Barkley, it's out of control. I mean, Ernie Johnson will be like, hey, we're out of here. Thanks for watching. Coming up next, so-and-so. And Barkley would be shaking his head, and Ernie Johnson's like, what? And Barkley's like, that's a terrible movie. I can't believe TNT's showing that next. Like just dogging the programming on TNT or whatever. A funny crew. They make it entertaining. Hey, it's happening. I've mentioned this. I remember there were like 96 carjackings in Philly and 4 people got shot by citizens. I was like, wow, that's like 1 out of 20. In New Orleans, it was like 58 carjackings, 62 carjackings. No one getting shot. I'm like, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. The more the crime, I mean, it's like LaToya the Destroyer with keeping the recall alive. She just has to speak or do something. It keeps it going. Same kind of thing. Yeah, the carjackings keep going, the violent crime, the break-ins of the cars, that it gets bigger and bigger, and then all of a sudden you have citizens arming themselves. It's inevitable, and it's happening. Citizens are fighting back. A boy, a juvenile, shot in the leg trying to steal a car or break into it. A witness saw him, scared him off. The boy ran. The witness chased him with the gun and shot at him. Shot him in the leg. Kid went down, got arrested. The witness ran off. What the car owner? Just saw the crime going down. Unbelievable. It was in Marrero, DeBest Bank, Jefferson Parish. Ran away. The witness followed, shot him in the leg. Shot a bunch at him, but caught him in the leg. I don't know. I guess it's vigilante justice. A lot of people are like, cool, because it turned out well. The shooting a bunch of times at that kid, the bullet flies by, goes through the window and shoots your wife in the head or you or your kid, you maybe don't like vigilante justice. I like that the kid got shot and I don't like the kid got shot. I like that citizens are fighting back, that it sends a message to criminals, you better be careful. Citizens are armed. I'm glad the stupid kid shot in the leg, not dead. But yeah, ultimately, I mean, it's kind of like I mentioned the theater shooting in Colorado with the gunman. If you were in that theater, would you rather have a gun or not? I think it would be hard for anybody to say, I'd rather not have a gun. But chances are, I'd say like 9 out of 10, you're going to shoot a bunch of innocent civilians before you shoot the guy shooting the gun. It's a crowded theater. You're not going to be calm and collected like your Navy SEAL, a Ranger, or something, and just calmly shoot him. You're panicking, worrying about your own life, probably shoot a bunch of innocent people. But you'd want the gun. I would too. But it doesn't mean that you're solving the problem. So, vigilante violence like Charles Bronson and Death Wish, it's cool. Hey, the criminals are getting shot by a citizen that the police can't get and don't have to go through the court system and all that. Yeah, when it works. But if it didn't work, no one would want it, and that's what you have to go by. That's the tough thing about American freedom. It's not easy. We think about the 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 5 where vigilante justice goes wrong and some innocent bystander gets shot in the leg or worse. So no, the witness, the police want the witness. They're going to arrest the witness if they can find him. We'll see. Corey Johnson with you. Every day we broadcast live on radio, on television, YouTube. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Corey Johnson, Neutral Ground. Send the link, share it with someone else. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, by the way. Every day we do it, we broadcast from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. I love River City's Total Maintenance, my ace in the hole for about 15 years now when it comes to air conditioning and heat. They've done everything. Maintenance, service, repair, full-blown replacement of everything. It's fair and honest, Lucas and the boys, incapable of screwing you around, and they're air conditioning and heating experts. They diagnose the problem quick and they fix it quickly. And they're there yesterday. They come immediately. Lucas knows your inconvenience, so he's going to take care of you. Air conditioning or heat help, it's so easy. In Metro New Orleans, it's River City's Total Maintenance. Find them at NOLAAC.com. Call them at 841-3300, 841-3300, NOLAAC.com. Every day, we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Greater New Orleans, a destination for learning. With 13 colleges and universities and a booming job market, Greater New Orleans is the ultimate destination for your higher education. Your path to the future begins in Greater New Orleans. Find out more at studynola.com.
For home surveillance, it's Tommy's Lock and Alarms. With high-definition night vision surveillance systems, letting you see what's going on. Home surveillance that's smart, safe, secure. Tommy's Lock and Alarms. Google them.
When you think of Fury's restaurant in Metairie, you think about the freshest local seafood anywhere. Shrimp, oysters, speckled trout, flounder, snapper, soft shells, crawfish. Fury's restaurant in Metairie.
River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot. River City's Total Maintenance keeps you cool. NOLAAC.com, your cool spot.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our Top Benchmore exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Home Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
If you love Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City, you're going to love Bienvenue in Harahan. The same folks bringing a little of that New Orleans flavor to Hickory Avenue. If you love Katie's, come to Bienvenue on Hickory Avenue in Harahan.
You know, body language tells you a lot about what a person's thinking. For instance, that means she has an interest in the finer things in life.
The Neutral Ground with Corey
That
Johnson.
means she also wants a little fun in her life, but only with the right man.
Corey Johnson.
Now she's pouring a Colt 45, and we all know what that means.
Yeah, you right.
Mind if I join you?
You must have read my mind.
Something like that.
The power of Colt 45. It works every time.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, the premier day spa experience, is now more convenient than ever. Now open, the Woodhouse Day Spa, Metairie location, West Esplanade at Transcontinental. Metairie and Kenner's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Super discount store in Chalmette.
3235 Paris
The
Road.
lowest price allowed by Louisiana law on wine, alcohol, and beer.
Worth the drive from anywhere.
If you're throwing a party and need wine, alcohol, and cold beer, super discount store in Chalmette.
Which Metro New Orleans area restaurant made CNN's top 50 in America and ThrillList.com's top 25 and has served presidents at the White House for over 40 years? Trey Yen in Mandeville.
Yeah, you right, Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you on a Tuesday afternoon. Some pretty nice weather continues. We didn't get much rain overnight, a little, and we got a little bit of rain this morning. Some people did, some people did not. It's totally sunny, 75 right now. Pretty low humidity. Just really nice. Get outside and enjoy it. Now, tomorrow morning when you wake up, it'll be maybe high 50s, low 60s on the South Shore, low 50s on the North Shore, and just an absolutely sunny, gorgeous day where we might hit 70 tomorrow. It looks like it's going to be sunny and in the 60s. Tomorrow is going to be as nice, as gorgeous a San Diego, Honolulu day as you're ever going to see. And the same thing probably applies for Thursday too. Temperatures in the 60s on Wednesday and Thursday morning. High 50s, low 60s when you wake up, and we might get into the low 70s tomorrow and Thursday. And then a little lower on the North Shore. How nice is that? Essentially 60s tomorrow and 60s on Thursday. Blue skies, no chance of rain. Yeah, I wish it was the weekend, but I'll take a Wednesday and Thursday like that any day of the week. The weekend looks like it could be good. It looks like we're going to get a lot of 60s for the next week or so. Lots of 60s. Waking up to high 50s, low 60s, and maybe creeping into the low 70s. Nowhere near 80. So real pleasant weather continues in New Orleans. I've never seen a stretch like it. I was talking to my brother in London today. I said, we've had about a quarter inch of rain, what I got today, in the last 35 days, about the last 5 weeks, maybe a quarter inch of rain, like something you'd see in San Diego or Hawaii, literally. San Diego gets 10 inches, 12 inches of rain a year. So they're getting an inch a month on average. We haven't even had an inch in the last month. Less rain than San Diego right now in New Orleans. And all the sunshine, too. which means it is painting weather. I was at Helm today on Earhart. I saw Joey Helm. I saw Ronnie Helm. I saw Christy Helm. Talked to Christy for a while. Helm Paint and Decorating. When you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, native New Orleanians know, official New Orleanians know. They've been at it for over 50 years, a family affair. 7 locations, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore. Free 2-hour delivery anywhere in Metro New Orleans. Go online, pick out your Benjamin Moore colors. Call Helm Paint and Decorating. They'll deliver it all to you. Tough to beat. No, when you got to paint in Metro New Orleans, it's a no-brainer. Let them steer you in the right direction. Do it once, do it right. Helm Paint and Decorating. I just painted my house about 3-4 months ago. I used a Regal Select line of Benjamin Moore paint. Has a lifetime warranty. I literally will never, ever paint my house again. Helm Paint and Decorating. No brainer. Number one neighborhood for me personally, there's no right or wrong answer here. The Carrollton neighborhood, the Riverbend Carrollton section, it's like its own little town. It's got everything. Plus, you can get to uptown, just St. Charles Avenue or Ferret or Claiborne, or you can go River Road or Claiborne right into Jefferson Parish. And River Road is real convenient to that Carrollton section. You're at Causeway in no time. Causeway's kind of a snafu right now with all the crazy construction going on. Anyway, no, I like the Carrollton neighborhood, the Riverbend. I like Hampson Street by the Riverbend. I like Maple Street. I like Oak Street, Willow, all the restaurants, shops, all kind of good stuff. There's everything. It is. It's like its own little town. Streetcar line. St. Charles Avenue, Carrollton Avenue, my Lebanon's Cafe. I love that Riverbend section. Now, they don't have a Rouse's Market right there, but lots of Rouse's options. I can go down Carrollton to Mid-City by Bienville, less than 10 minutes. I can go down Claiborne, up Napoleon to Chapatoulas at Napoleon, less than 10 minutes. I can even go Jefferson Highway to Causeway, Causeway to Airline, LaBar, less than 10 minutes. Or just go Claiborne's or Ferret in between Jefferson and Napoleon, that Rouse's store, Ferret at Valence, multi-million-dollar, built from the ground up bad boy, their boutique store. There's a Rouse's on the way home from work. There's one in your neighborhood or right next to your neighborhood. Rouse's Markets. Tastes like home. So good. The mayor coming up. I mean, the big idea, the macro idea is right on the money. $195 million in one-time federal money for the city of New Orleans to spend. She talks about crime, reducing crime, police bonuses, retention, hiring police from out of town, out of state, out of the region. Blight, getting rid of blight. I mean, it's a major problem in New Orleans 17 years after Katrina. Quality of life issues like cleaning catch basins. All that sounds good. And this is pretty impressive from a mayor who's a lame duck that at how would you say it? At worst, they'll be here 3 years. At best, they'll get recalled. She would flip it the other way around. $100 million in a city disaster fund. You think she just want to spend that like a sailor at port, like she does with the free meals on the city budget, or, her nickname, Junket Cantrell, the trips. I assume another one's coming any minute now because we haven't heard from her lately. When she announces the trip, they get nixed. I always talked about this. And what I said was totally true. The C. Ray Nagin thing, announced the trip after the plane's gone. Because if you announce it earlier, people will freak out and you'd have to cancel it. The mayor's had 2 leak out. Singapore and Amsterdam. And they both got 86th. They both got 86. Oh, no, not Amsterdam. She went to Amsterdam. I'm sorry. Singapore and Buenos Aires, Argentina. She did that visually, whatever. Zoom or WebEx, Cisco WebEx, virtual. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, no, the mayor's been quiet. NOLAToya.org. Don't forget about signing that recall. And then you have an election. Then we vote again. Keep her or not keep her. That's pretty cool and pretty appropriate. What's that, Blue Boy? You're an Orleans Parish resident. You are a registered voter. Blue Boy, you're a basset hound. How's that possible? You're a registered independent. You've been that way since you were 18. Blue Boy, you're 18 right now. How long have you been registered to vote, buddy? Oh, boy. What do you want me to do? Just go to a legal ID. Smart, Blue Boy. Thank you. 93.9 FM, New Orleans. Mañana.